everybody, got another exciting sneak peek here for you. It's a floor plan you might have seen before, but I guarantee you've never seen it done quite like this. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd with Bish's RV down here at Alliance Day, getting another sneak peek at another new floor plan they have coming out. They're finally breaking into the travel trailer market, and this is a layout you've definitely seen before, but they've brought their big, like really refined and customer designed fifth wheel features down here into a travel trailer that doing some things you don't normally see done. Like, here's a really cool thing. Every single plumbing fixture on this has its own individual shutoff valve. So let's just say something goes wrong with the bathroom sink. You don't have to literally cripple the entire water system, the whole RV, and lose your family's very precious camping time. You can just keep on keeping on like Joe Dirt, because life's a garden. Dig it, brother. We have a great hot, cold camp package, enclosed heated underbelly, radiant barrier, tank heaters, all standard in this. And for the hot weather, dual air conditioner actually standard on this, even using a better type of air conditioner that can run both airs on a 30 amp system. So I don't know about you, but I've gone camping on some camping trips in a big fifth wheel with 50 amp service, and there were no 50 amp sites available, and that sucks, and you will not have that experience here. It also means you can get by with a smaller generator if you're out there boondocking. They have good holding tank capacities on this. They've got a good cargo carrying capacity, and they have all composite walls and floors. They're just doing things a little bit differently. So while the floor plan might be something you've seen before, the floor plan's very functional, but their execution of this is just killer, really different. True queen bed, carpetless, ventless flooring, super pet friendly, or if you got sloppy husbands like me or kids that drop stuff because their sloppy husbands taught them to be sloppy, well, that's, you know, this would work. This would work for my family. This one has a second entry door into the bedroom so that if the kids are sleeping early at night in the bunks, you're not waking everybody up. You can slip in and out, and a bunch of other really cool features. I can't wait to show you on this thing, but this is new. This is a prototype. I don't even have final pricing available at the time this video comes out. Our team might be able to assist you with that, but I'm getting like early access footage of this. We need your feedback. We need to know what they're doing that's great, what they should change, where did they nail it, where did they fail it. Your feedback will continue to help design this brand right here.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Brady with Alliance RV. I'm one of the co-founders here and really appreciate you taking the time to view this video. You know, one of our core values here at Alliance is relentless improvement, and we rely on you, the camping public, to really influence the direction of our products. And so we've listened to a lot of customers here over the last 6 months in the development of these of the Delta brand here, but really encourage you to offer your feedback, whether it's features that you'd like to see, what you like, what you don't like, and floor plans. You know, we came out with these 2 initial floor plans, but we're gonna be rolling out many more over the next few months. So would love to have you guys offer your input, but certainly appreciate you taking the time to check us out, learn more about Alliance RV as well.
Now, if you saw our video on the first Delta debut, the 262 rear bath, a lot of this is going to look very familiar. So there's big parts of this video I'm going to move at a more abbreviated pace. Since that was the first Delta, that one I really went whole hog, full in depth. I'm going to hit the high points here, but I'd really recommend you take in that video. I'll leave you a link in it in the video description to really gather more about this one. So some main hit points here. We are carpetless, we are ventless, we are very easy cleaning, and they went with a 6'9" ceiling, which allows for a taller slide out, taller cabinets for more storage, more headroom in the shower, and in this model, more bunk space. Something else that's going to be, I think, a major thing here, and they're the first travel trailer brand making anything like this I've ever seen, standardize a factory second air conditioner. But more than that, these are all going to be 50 amp service, but they're using the same kind of air conditioners that they're using on their Paradigm luxury fifth wheels. What that means is that if you want to, if you need to, you'll be able to run both those air conditioners on 30 amp service. Now, it doesn't have a power shedding system, so if both airs are running and you kick on that microwave or somebody fires up a blow dryer or something like that, a high voltage appliance, you might trip a breaker. So you're going to want to kind of keep that in mind. There's just little things that, you know, this one can do and can't do. But the fact is, if you're, you know, camping in screaming hot country, and there are some campgrounds that'll let you just kind of pull in and pick your own campsite. Well, the problem with some of those is people will take a 50 amp site with a tiny 30 amp camper. I've run into that before personally. I know I've seen that happen. So that's a problem that you won't have to deal with here. So kind of completing the 360 no scope, giving you a look around here. You do have a choice between hide to bed or theater seat. The last one that we looked at did have the theater seat. This one has the hide to bed. You can freely swaption between the two. I like how they don't have any real big boxy things or strings all around the windows or anything like that. All the windows open for maximum airflow, and they're very good about giving us some easy reach light fixtures right where you want them, need them the most. Now, again, this is kind of a companion piece to the full rear bath no bunk model, so I kind of want to give you a backup look at this thing here. The basically everything from the entry door forward is the same between the two, with one exception. There's always seems to be some exception, but you've got the same entertainment, same slide, same kitchen and bedroom. This one, though, obviously a bunk model, and it's about 2 feet longer. It's just under 32 feet, which I think is great. But I like how both bunks have their own breeze window. And I saw household outlets here, but then I actually climbed up here and I looked, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on camera. I think you might. If you look on the left side of that light fixture right there, you'll see that actually does have a USB plug on it. So upper and lower bunks both have their own household outlets, USB plug, their own lights, their own individual curtains. They're 300-pound rated. And they're using this open air ladder wall system here. I like because it makes the whole RV look and feel bigger. Now, I'd like your input on this. They have an extra large rear ladder on the back, which kind of eats up a lot of the rear wall real estate. This RV does not have one of those folding bottom bunk cargo bunk doors with a door in the back because that ladder would be in the way. Do you think they should try to find a way to make that one of those folding cargo bunk jobs, or do you think it's okay how it is? I'd be kind of curious to know your input on something like that. Now, weaving my way around here, you can see staring straight across from the seating, we do have our big smart TV that is highly reflective, as you can see, and it's saying welcome and asking me what language I want to put it in. Evidently, it's going through a startup cycle. This model, a little bit more than the rear bath model, the couples camping model, has a little bit better campside window coverage thanks to those bunks, but it is definitely not a campside window specialist. You know, that's just the nature of this floor plan. As they release other floor plans, you'll start to see some other neat, fun things. Like here's one. You don't see a lot of heat vents. Like you might notice one in the bottom left of that kitchen there, but actually under the toe kick, as I like to call it, the stow-a-toe kitchen cabinet, stow-a-toa, krakatoa, I don't know. Anyway, there's actually heat can come out of that area as well, along with that accent lighting, which helps you really kind of navigate at night. I really like where they put their kitchen outlets in this one too. To me, that just makes a lot of sense. And we're going to get to see all this kitchen storage open because actually this, they absolutely nailed the storage in this. They nailed the storage real hard. It is technically a U-dinette, but it's not an extra long, extra wide U-dinette. So I try to be fair and I try to tell you, you know, good things with points of concern. You may run into some knee fighting, playing some footsie with the family over here, because there's not a whole lot of foot room, as you can see. Kevin Bacon ain't gonna get footloose down in this thing. Now, you can see the household outlets down there, which is really handy if you're gonna flip it into, like, you know, desk mode or power something up like a coffee maker over here. And looking around at some extra details, kicking open that trifold hide to bed. Remember, you do have a theater seat option. Blackout roller shades all the way around this sucker is really nice. You can see the sliding privacy door for the bedroom. Kitchen counter extension. This is all sealed edge thermal foil counters in the kitchen and the bathroom, by the way. Interesting thing they did. You saw that dedicated wastebasket storage under the sink. They were able to pull that off with a farm sink because it is not a center drain farm sink. It actually has, the farm sink drain is off to the right-hand side, which actually makes more sense. Some people ask, how can you possibly, you know, like wash dishes and rinse everything in a sink like that when it's all one basin? What I think you do is you get like a big tub, you put it on one side to kind of hold your soapy water, then you rinse on the open side of the sink, and having the drain off one side like that is frankly far more conducive. And as you see, there's some serious cabinet storage space all the way around this thing. And I love that pull-out, I'm going to call it the a plantry below the entertainment center, which has its own pantry-tainment mini storage. We're doing all the stupid made-up nerdisms today, including a brand new one, because the top shelf of the pantry that slides open to you could either just be storage for sure, or it's got a set of household outlets in there, and that could be a slide open appliance station, which I think is very, very cool. I also really like the nice little touches, giving us like a little, jacket hook or a dog leash latch or something like that to hang the dog leash inside. And you see the handy shoe garage cutting the clutter outside. And I purposely left this open just a bit. You're actually going to get to see some samples of this. This RV has magnet catches for all the cabinetry. It also has soft close cabinet doors. What it does not have is any sort of strut system to hold the cabinet doors open and upright on their own. You will have to do that yourself. That's kind of a bit of feedback I have. That's one change I would like to see on this RV. And please leave your comments and your feedback. Let us know the things that you like and also the things that you would want to see changed given the opportunity. Now, one major difference in the bedroom of this compared to the 262 rear bath couples camper is this RV has a second entry door. It is worth mentioning that this RV has a deadbolt on the door, so you have the choice between sleeping alone or sleeping with the neighbors. No, that's not what I meant. You know what I meant. Never mind. Don't get me in trouble. Don't yell at me. Don't report me to HR. They are also doing full windows in the entry door, but with no privacy shade, especially in a bedroom. I'd be popping a privacy shade in there. The good news is those literally don't even need tools or screws. They just snap in place. Once again, we are standard 50 amp service, standard dual air conditioner in these. And you might notice how this air conditioner is not centralized, but the one in the living room was. You might notice too, there are no central air ducts up here in the bedroom. This air conditioner is dedicated strictly to this room. The other air conditioner is dedicated to the living room and ducted into the bathroom. And that's something Alliance has always done. They will do the least amount of central ducting possible so that you have the most efficient cooling possible. Because if the air ducting is up in the roof when it's really hot outside, it doesn't work as well. So this allows them to really maximize the effectiveness of the total system. So basically, what you're always going to see is the central air conditioner in one of these dual air units will always be as close to the bathroom as possible. So it's possible if you had a front bed and front bath, that's where the central air would be and not in the living room. It just might change by floor plan. Both sides of the bed have household outlets, USB outlets, and there is just all kinds of lighting, both under that overhead cabinet as well as just generally in the room. I don't know if you've noticed, they have a very awesome, aggressive lighting package in here. That is a true queen bed. Currently, there is no allowance for a king because they really want to do some good storage. And that kind of starts here under the bed where you've got that sliding top shelf drawer storage thing. And your side hanging wardrobe towers. They can either be hanging storage or they can be dresser storage with a shelf. Dealer's choice. You get to pick how you want to camp. You could do hanging on one side, dresser space on the other. You could do whatever you want to do. It's kind of cool how they give you that choice. And both sides of the bed have those little hidden knick-knack storage kind of flip top jobs above your side dresser drawer. So you've got very good functional symmetrical storage on both sides of the bedroom. Now flipping around the other direction, both in the bathroom and over here in the kitchen, you've got a small power vent fan. They don't do any of the big XL fans here. I think that would be a nice thing to do. So my recommendation, since the factory's not offering them, you could spend big money and actually go the name brand Max Airs. But if you want to get basically the same high velocity kind of function at a fraction of the price, look at a company called Hengs, Hengs. It is a less expensive, less invasive installation that provides you with the exact same end result. I'm not sponsored by them. I mention their name all the time. I'm a big fan. I'm a big believer in it. Now, up top here, you might notice how you're not seeing any sort of stereo system. Basically, that's kind of like a Bluetooth speaker that you can hook to on your phone if you're so inclined. And you don't have like outside speakers drilled into the sidewalls of the RV outside. That will all be something you could like bring your own little portable Bluetooth or anything like that. Now, space around the toilet in this bathroom, that's a porcelain foot flush stool, and it is fan-fluffy-tastic, ladies and gentlemen. The 3 Fs right there. And notice how they extended that countertop around. Lots of space right there, lots of toilet paper stored right next to you. And they went with a bigger sink. And I don't know how well this translates to camera, but you need to get in this and see it in person and put your hands in it. They put a bigger sink in there so adults can actually wash their hands. The shower over here is a little bit taller than you find in some campers. There's a lot of RVs that'll say, like, we have a 6'10" roof. No, you don't. You have a 6.5-foot wall with a 4-inch vault. It's not the same. A 6'9" ceiling, linear interior, it is vaulted exterior, allows for maximum headroom all the way through the entire shower. And as you saw, even with that big skylight, I do not need my head up in the bubble to be able to work. One other little thing I think would be nice is just if the bathroom door had a lock, because I think, as some parents know, sometimes you just need a moment of privacy. Frankly, my wife is a saint, and I think that there are times where she deserves to just lock herself in the bathroom and get a few moments of peace that, I just don't allow her. Now, one last thing before we step outside here, checking it out in road mode, baby. This one actually is very functional, but it has what I call two-stage travel access. So for travel stops, you can get in here, you can get to your kitchen and your drawers and all that stuff very, very easily. I like to start with the bathroom door closed to make sure that it can open without hitting the slide fascia, and it accomplishes that very easily. So we can get to the bathroom, we can get to the bunks, but you saw with that super slide closed, we are going to lock ourselves out of the bedroom. However, this again is a dual entry door model. So you've got your living room, bunk room, bathroom door back there. Then you have a dedicated bedroom door up here that the couple's version of this did not have. Because if the kids are sleeping in the bunks by that door, sometimes it's nice to have a little, escape hatch, privacy hatch where you can slip in and out here, put the kids to bed, stay up, hang out by the, the fire pit, chew the fat, shoot the breeze, whatever you feel like doing. I nearly mashed those words together and said a 4-letter word that would have maybe gotten me written up or fired or something like that. But thankfully, I caught myself at just the last minute there. All right, so let's talk towing on this thing right here. If you're looking at the gross vehicle weight, about a 32-foot length, there's going to be a lot of, is it half-ton towable kind of questions, and I really think the answer to that might depend on the specific variety and capacities of your individual half-ton. I think some late model tow package stuff is going to do just fine. I think if you got a little older, little lighter duty half-ton, I don't think you nor the truck are going to enjoy the experience. Now, one thing you might realize, this has, the technical term, is a big freaking awning, man. That is like, what, 21 foot-ish or something? It's big. It's bigger than my ego. I don't even know how else to describe it. That's saying a lot right there. Give me a little bit here and we'll get that open. Notice how they're only doing the stable steps on both sides. Up front here, kind of tucked under the, Yeah, okay, there's a T in the word under apparently in my vocabulary. Under the kitchen counter, we have a tankless on-demand water heater and also an exterior mounted furnace, which is far easier to access for service purposes. You don't have to like rip apart half your cabinetry to get to it or anything. I'm not a super fan of the fact that those hot air exhaust points are on the camp side of the RV under the awning where your kids might be. But in a floor plan like this, unless you're willing to give up all of your underbed storage on the opposite side of the RV, there's just no other way around it. So that's just one of them things, brother. We are prepped and ready for a tire pressure monitoring system. Thankfully, we got some nice sneakers on this kid with those Goodyear Endurance radials. 87 mile an hour rated, would not be appropriate on your DeLorean for going back in time. So kind of keep that in mind. Got the glass front doors. Remember, you have a full viewing window in those, but as you can kind of see, if they are backlit, you don't have full privacy. So make sure you're not putting on a free show for the neighbors, unless, I don't know, maybe that's your thing. It's not my business. Don't judge. Anyway, under the bunks, we've got they're putting one of these like in every single Delta they're making. It's this big like 21-inch kind of grill combo, like wombo combo kind of job over here. Sounds like a thing Ted Nugent might say. Thank you for rocking Uncle Tedley. Over here, we got our little outdoor mini fridge. And remember, this is inverter prepped. So if you do want to start adding an inverter to it, that is kind of a cool thing you could do. Now, Alakazam Magic, Open Sesame here. You can see I've recruited some assistants up front. Right from the ground level. Notice how he's opening that awning from the outside of the RV. They've added 3-way switches for your slide out and your awning that you can access from ground level. Now, the slide out button will be on the opposite side of the pass-through, basically so you can be outdoors and literally watch your stuff open. You don't have to go indoors, outdoors, and start yelling, "Is it open? Is it done?" Like, you don't have to do that annoying thing. And that right there, that is some serious patio space, brother. You could have some Hulkamania and Macho Madness running wild under that sucker, which is what I call my nephews, the Wrecking Crew. They are 3 rough and rowdy boys, and my daughter, when she gets around them, she's the queen of pain, brother. She causes just as much trouble. Now, I've got a question for you here. Alliance has kind of said which way they think they want to go, but they were playing with this new heavier duty and wider, easier climbing 300-pound rated ladder. On the back of this one, they mounted it so that the top rung goes a little higher over the top, give you something a little more to hang on to. But it also means an awfully tall bottom step. Whereas over here, they did a little bit of a split the difference where it's a little easier to get, your first step up. And you don't necessarily feel like you have nothing to hold on to, but I don't know. You got an input which way you'd like to go, let us know. They're going to figure out one way or another. They're going to get you. On the back, we've got a 300-pound rated accessory hitch. So if Aunt Edna croaks on the family trip, you got the perfect place you can put her instead of on top of the Wagon Queen family truckster that Mr. Clark W. Griswold might be driving. And this, I think, is very, very cool. If you look down below, you will see a single sewer outlet on all these deltas wherever they possibly can. In the future, they may run into developing a floor plan where it's just not physically possible, but any opportunity they can, they are going to find a way to do everything humanly possible to cross-plummet all together for one single exhaust point. And while we're down here, might as well take a look underneath where you can see the enclosed underbelly. What you can't see is the forced air heating, the radiant barrier, and the factory standard holding tank heaters on this to give you a nice, comfortable, experience. Now, we talk a lot about cold camp capability in the RV industry, but the fact is most of us are camping when it is much hotter outside. So if we take a look up top, once again, you get to see that this does have the dual standard roof air conditioners up there, keeping you very comfortable even in the hotter climates. Now, talking a little bit of construction info here, the walls and the floor, all composite on this beast. So you've got Asdel on the inside and outside layers of your laminated walls. You've also got Asdel top and bottom in your laminated floor, which is basically the same heavy-duty floor that they use in their Paradigm and Valor fifth wheels. So if it's shown to work in something that has a GVW like 21,000 pounds, I'm pretty sure it's going to work in something like this that has a GVW closer to like 8,000 pounds. Now, we talked a little, I asked you some input on that dinette on the inside. Here's the outside access storage that it gives, because once again, one of the things that they're really wanting to do is achieve something like 71 cubic foot of outside storage or better. I really like how nicely finished that is. Putting a light in there, just some nice touches, just some good content there. But again, it does mean that we have a little bit less legroom inside. So I do need your input. Which way is the better way to go? We'll see kind of what they come up with. But this over here is very cool. So first of all, if you look down, you can see how it's actually like a fifth wheel style miniature drop frame where the chassis rail does drop down. And that creates a big storage compartment up front here. Now what's neat is they basically kind of made like a double convenience center. This is a little more what you're used to looking at, I think, where you've got like water and cable hookups. But they went a little bit further with it. Once again, you've got the, opens the other way, dummy. You've got your slide out control both inside and outside. They even put USB plugs over here just for, I don't know, the sake of being complete, I suppose. And then you see this, and you see the two knobs, and you see an outside shower hookup, and you would rightly assume that those are the hot and cold knobs, controls for the outside shower right there. But what you don't realize, every single place on the outside of the RV, you see one of these hookups. This hot-cold mixer setting right here will feed the water setting that you have through the entire RV. Usually when you see these, they are cold water only. They have given you the ability to do hot water as well. You see how we've got the little panel drop down here tucked away, nicely protected from shifting cargo? some easy access to some more of your systems things, including your water pump for winterizing and that 40 amp charge controller right there. And I mentioned this in my last video. Again, I'd be kind of curious, what do you think about this idea? Currently, they've got the 200 watt solar package. They're inverter prepped to pretty much every outlet in the RV, and that's what they're doing. You could expand the solar. You could add up to 250 additional watts of of solar onto the factory package here. It could be up to a 550 watt system on that charge controller. And they're using the same wiring as a big Valor fifth wheel, so you don't even need to change out wiring in the guts of the RV to do that. Ooh, I like those little Ahsoka Tano lightsaber glow beams up on the nose. That's looking good right there. And look at the propane tank covers. Maybe it's just as strong as everything else, but it looks rugged. And I like how you have individual access to each of the bottle tops. I feel like these are less inclined to go flying off down the road versus the old flippy top ones. I can't tell you how many used RVs I've seen pop those off. But anyway, what I was saying, one last thing I want your input on here. What do you think about the idea of an expanded solar package where from the factory you get, let's say, 400 watts of solar, something around a 2,000 watt inverter, 30 pound propane tanks instead of 20s. And what if the dollar store 4-inch fart fans were upgraded to the big Fajita Friday Fume Fight and Max Air style fans? What if that was all kind of one off-grid package? And also, if you're doing that, should it still include a second air conditioner from the factory? Because if you're going to be doing some off-grid camping, I don't know that you always need a second air, but I don't know that I ever don't want a second air, so I'm just kind of curious. And I lied. One more thing. This RV includes its own 6-foot, folding picnic table, which is absolutely awesome. The table actually doesn't even eat up cargo space because it stores in the top of the pass-through up there. You see where those brackets are located? So if you've got, sewer hose Sally, as I mentioned last time, apparently she's the newest character here in my ever-expanding group of fictitious people like Uncle Gary. If she just decides to sling her sewer hose across the public picnic table, you don't got to worry about it. You don't got to use it. You got your own stuff. I don't know. Maybe you feel like slinging a sewer hose across your own table. I don't know your life. I don't know. Now, in case you missed it, this obviously being the more family bunkhouse arrangement right here. And if you're like, I like this, but I have no need for those bunks. Take a look at this. They make basically the same living room, same bedroom, just with a giant rear bathroom instead of bunks. A little shorter, actually coming in just under 30 feet. And wouldn't you know, we have a full video of that one. So whether you need the extra sleeping or you just want a solo or a couples arrangement, whatever the case may be, they've got something for you. We're going to have it for you all over the nation. Contact our team when you're ready and keep that feedback coming. Let us know your good, bad, ugly, and in between, just like I've done here. And until next time, take care, stay safe, have fun, happy camping, everyone.